We've got zombies on steroids.
Armoured buses.
Zombie babies.
We've even got Tom Savini.
Is this a modern zombie classic?
Or is it another rotten remake? Hiya guys, and welcome back. Today, we're finally reviewing one of Jenks' all-time favourite movies. Jenks, you absolutely have to give an introduction to this film.
We are doing Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. It is my second favourite zombie movie ever. First, obviously, Return of the Living Dead. Obviously, as if we got piles of
you
fans.
Don't shut up about it.
Yes, it came out 2004. When it first came out, everyone shit on it. Probably people who hadn't even seen it. And because there's so much love for the original, George Romero's. Yeah. And like a lot of these remakes, like Texas Chainsaw Remake, you don't have to pick. You can watch them both and enjoy them both. You don't have to decide. And I know that you had mixed feelings about it, and you chucked it on recently for this video. And what was your verdict?
Yeah, do you know what? I have always liked it, but just liked it. It's never been one I went back to loads or just raved about when it came out. But I've seen it a few times, and I am a massive fan of the original one. I mean, a super fan of the original one. But like you said at the start, Jenks, you can enjoy them both. That's not the reason why I was never that attached to this one. But I rewatched it the other day, and I have been sleeping on this movie for so long.
Yeah, it's so good.
My God, it's so good. And I was I was a bit offended, right, because I show my girlfriend movies all the time. Movies that I adore, movies that I love. And she always goes, oh, that was really good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah. And then I show her Dawn of the Dead, which is your favourite movie. Yeah. And she's like, oh my God, that was so good. That was amazing. And she's talking about it for days.
Yeah. That was actually good.
Yeah. Because when I showed her Street Trash, she was like, oh, that was really good.
That was good. Yeah, no, this was good. But you said, no, yeah, I was lying about that. So it's completely different. The only thing similar to the 1978, I'm right, 78, yeah, yes, original, is title, zombies, and shopping mall, and a few cameos. That's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd say, Dawn 1978 takes more of a slower paced approach and focuses more on consumerism and character building. You know, they're in this mall and they get distracted by materialistic things. Whereas Dawn 04, it's more fast paced, action orientated, more mindless fun basically, and it's much more intense and gritty. And obviously what makes Dawn 78 so good is those elements that George Romero pumped into this horror movie. Whereas if you're looking for fun, if you're looking for a nasty, gritty zombie movie, Dawn of the Dead 04 all day. But you can watch them both for completely different things, you know.
So so we'll start with the opener. The opener is famously one of the best in horror, I think. And where's the original? I know we're talking about the original, but it's hard not to compare.
No,
with the original, it's called Dawn because it's the dawn of the end of the world. This is Dawn because it's literally dawn. So
cool
she's
concept,
she's a nurse and she's in the hospital, and there are a few reports of bites, and tonally it's so eerie, that sense that something's not right. She goes home to her boyfriend, everything's normal, the street is normal, there's a little girl on roller skates enjoying. Everything is... She's singing a song, and so the radio's on, like a happy song by Stereophonics, Have a Nice Day, really on the nose. And then her boyfriend gets bitten by the neighbour, the little kid that comes in, which is a fucking terrifying scene. Yeah, and she escapes out the window, really good effect. When she was flying into the bathtub, it's such a good stunt.
Oh, that like bird's eye view camera angle when she flies into the bathtub. Oh my God, so good.
And she escapes, and there's literally dawn as she gets out, and the shit has hit the fan, and she's making her escape, and there's things on fire. Helicopter crashes into a bus crashes or a helicopter into a petrol station at the start.
Yeah, the petrol station that blows up. I think it's a
Yeah.
bus. I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyway, and then they end up in a shopping mall, and it is so good. This is Zack Snyder's first film. James Gunn wrote it. The guy did Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know whether this is his first writing gig, but fuck me, that was magic together. And then they're in the shopping mall, and then it's a bit different to the original, where they've got the whole run of the shopping mall. Zombies are sealed outside, not so much in the original. The zombies are still in the shopping mall, but this is more stuck in a house scenario.
You wouldn't want the Dawn of 4 zombies in the same mall as you.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they are dead, but they're more 28 days later, fast, aggressive ones.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's that it's the Asian zombie with one arm, and he's just got the limb. That's, oh my God, it's so good.
And he has got one arm.
Really?
Yeah. I watched the documentary, and they just easier to find actors with no arms.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I swear it looked so good.
But yeah, so let's talk about the zombies, the practical effects. Now, there's a little bit of CGI in this, and used sparingly, thank fuck, because obviously Zack Snyder went way over the top with his CGI. The zombies look fantastic, but what I love about this, right, is that, and Zack Snyder said it in an interview, he said, I don't like zombies, too many close-ups, too many shots. I like just the mass. The more you have time to look at their faces, the more humanized they come. He just wants them to be hordes and just running, and you can't quite make out.
That's exactly what he done.
And I love that. That he's right, and that's what I think I love about Return of the Living Dead. Obviously, you've got a few principal zombies, but it's the hordes where, like, you're not seeing their faces that much.
The best zombie in the whole movie is the bloated lady who comes in on a wheelbarrow, I believe.
Yes.
I don't know why they ever allowed her to come in. She's clearly decomposing.
Yeah.
That little wheeze she does as she's breathing. That's actually played by a guy as well.
Yes. They went to
men
the guy
make
to
the
run.
best women zombies, like
Henrietta.
but, yeah. But you know when she gets taken over and she gets up from the bed, I've never seen anything run so fast in my life.
Yeah.
Do you know, if that thing was running towards me, I would there and then on the spot just say, fuck it, I'm not going to try.
Yeah. How much is that the father who's ill from, looks like Jim Carrey?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I can't remember the actor's name. He's in a few films, he's in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He's the neighbour.
Yeah. No one looks iller than him. Oh my God.
And you know, the zombies are top notch, and they're really good makeup, as you expect from a modern movie with a decent budget. But there's a scene in it. I can't remember the girl's name now. She's Spanish, Mexican, I'm not sure. And she is pregnant, and she gives birth to a zombie baby. Now, on paper, that might seem shit. It might be a little bit brain dead, but it's not. It's not going to be like your baby Selwyn behind you.
He's a lovely boy. Really.
Do you know what's funny? The zombie baby in Dawn of the Dead, which looks fantastic, a bit CGI, but looks awesome. No one's ever made a toy of that, isn't there?
Well, he's not Selwyn, I can assure. But this is like a handmade thing that someone made. I've never seen a toy of Selwyn. Like the guy who makes these, he just handcrafts them and sells them at conventions, like so.
Right, like because we saw Linda's head in a vice when we went to horror.
Evil Shed. Evil
Shed, very talented.
Oh my God.
But the baby in Dawn of the Dead remake is fantastic. I don't know, maybe it's too much like a baby. Maybe it's a bit disturbing. Just looks like a dead baby.
Yeah, it does, because it's the colouring and everything of it. Obviously, being a zombie, like.
Well, so there's a scene in Dawn of the Dead that inspired scenes in my own book, Burn the Dead, when he's trying to get the muzzle on his zombie fight. She's tied to the bed, and he's got the muzzle, and she's snapping her teeth, and he gets in her mouth. I thought, I was watching this, think, oh my God, this is so up my street. You know, when you get like, as if somebody's just tapped into what you love about a zombie movie, and nailed it. I love that scene.
It's such a good scene.
So characters, there are a lot of characters. probably the weakest part of this film is that they don't really have enough time for you to remember their names. I suppose Ving Rhames' character is quite memorable, Ken. And Anna played by Sarah Polley. I can't remember the guy who played Michael. He was in Medium.
Yeah.
And CJ, who's very famous now, and I've forgotten his name, Michael something, I think. He's in loads of stuff. He's in The Penguin. He was in.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
He's bald.
Well, what about Ty something? What's his name? Modern Family. Phil Dunphy.
Mekhi Phifer. No, wrong. No.
Ty Burnell.
Oh yeah, Phil. Oh yeah, I thought.
Is it Ty? No, it's not Ty.
Yeah, it's Ty Burnell. Yeah, he plays Phil in Phil Dunphy.
Yeah. He's an asshole in this.
Yeah, Steve, his name is in this, and yeah, he's completely opposite of Phil. Phil's the best character ever.
Yeah, because the first time I obviously seen this before Modern Family, and then I always associated him with this character, right? And when I first watched Modern Family, I was like, how the hell is this guy lovable? That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
But now watching Dawn of the Dead, it seems like the weird one. Because you spent more time with Phil Dunphy, like.
Yes, I felt the same. I don't know if you've ever seen House with Hugh Laurie. No. But I grew up watching Blackadder, and Hugh Laurie's this buffoon in it.
Yeah.
And then you watch House, and he's like this quite good-looking, broody guy. And now when I watch Blackadder, it's like switched over because House is much more important. More famous. But yeah, I think Sarah Polley, who plays Anna, is a really good final girl.
She's good. Yeah,
likable. But I think this is the only thing that's weak about this film is that there's a lot of characters and not enough time to know much about them.
I mean, I quite like all the characters in this one. I think they're fleshed out enough. I think they've got their characteristics and we spend enough time with them to know what they're like. For me, Ving Rhames, Sergeant Ken, he's the standout character for me. Ving Rhames, in anything he's in, he's always the baddest guy in the room.
Yeah.
But I love the relationship he has with the guy across the road.
Yes.
And they start playing chess together and they play this gun game where they look for someone in the zombies who looks like an actor or someone they may know. For instance, one of them is Burt Reynolds. So they spot a zombie that looks like Burt Reynolds and then he'll put the sign up with Burt Reynolds on it and then you can see him then, boom, shoots the one that looks like... That's such a good scene.
It's a great idea.
And you don't think they're going to have time to have a bit of fun in this mall. They need to do that because if you were stuck in a mall, you'd have to have a bit of fun. And I love that montage they bring in then where they're all having a little bit of fun. They think they're safe and yeah, it's an awesome scene. I love that guy across the road.
Yeah, because it shows when I think Ving Rhames is training and because they're selling like gym equipment in one of the shops.
Yeah.
I think is Phil Dunphy shagging the girl and then filming it, or is the other guy? I forget now.
I think it's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's just strange. But yeah, it's a good montage. The problem with it though is that we'll talk about the finale and the fucking dog. So this dog is the cause of everything that goes wrong in this film, right?
That the dog they find underground, like.
Yes, and if it weren't for the dog, they'd probably be living happily ever after in this fucking mall. We've got more than enough food, probably,
Yeah.
So she stupidly goes to rescue the dog over in the gun shop, and she goes over to rescue the dog because the zombies have got in to attack the guy, and they have to rescue her then, and then it just leads to like zombies.
Absolute chaos, like.
But yeah, and I was thinking, fucking dog, and her bitch. So my favourite scene in this film, apart from the opener, is when they make these armoured buses, and the scene is when they've got the two armoured buses and they're trying to get through the hordes of zombies, but there are so many. They can't even move. And it is so visually stunning, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's crazy because I know you see the zombies in mass outside the mall, but oh my God, this one truly shows how much shit they're in. When you can see the 2 armoured buses and just the swarm of zombies around them. There's some great kills now as well. You've got the propane tank. Oh my God, it's such an awesome scene. And armoured buses are, do you know when you think about the zombie apocalypse, I'm like, I want an armoured bus.
Yes.
That's like a zombie killer's dream, a fucking armoured bus.
Yes, because in like Land of the Dead, he's got that Dead Reckoning vehicle. What I love about it as well, they kind of knew that there was going to be hard to drive, so they throw the tank and they blow up the zombies to free some space, which I kind of love. Is they already thought ahead. There's a really violent scene where they got the chainsaw and they crash or they bump and they cut that girl in half. The pretty one.
My God.
It's such a good scene.
Horrific.
Yeah. So they end up heading for a boat and all hell breaks loose and it's such a fucking mental finale, I gotta say.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't include it in our most bleak endings. Because it is. You think they've escaped, they get to this island, the fucking island's full of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were having a rave on the island or something and there was a few hundred people over there already, or...
Well, as I think I may have said this before, but when I watched House of the Dead, so in this country, in UK, House of the Dead came out after Dawn of the Dead, even though if you look, it came out before it. But I think because of the success of Dawn of the Dead, they chucked in the cinema over here, delayed it, or whatever it was. And the trailer was very, very, just showed an island of zombies. I thought, oh, is this Dawn of the Dead too? Turns out it wasn't. Yeah.
Oh my God. Sadly mistaken. Because you wouldn't have been familiar with the games, would you?
No, not at all. I knew what I've seen them. I know what they are. I was aware of them, but I've never played them.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I like,
Dawn of the Dead too.
What's quite cool in this film was when the film's finished, you have all these little. They would film somebody. They found a videotape, isn't it? And they were filming, and you see these little extra bits. You obviously have like a second movie amongst the credits. It's quite clever.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite scene that we haven't talked about?
That we haven't talked about. It's got to be the bus scene. But it's got to be Tom Savini's cameo.
It's got to be. Say that.
So obviously Tom Savini was a massive player in the original movie. He did the makeup and he played one of the bikers in there. And obviously Tom Savini had to do a cameo in this one, and they're watching the news and Tom Savini plays a sheriff or a cop. And he's telling the audience who's watching how to kill them. You got to burn the bodies. And he had a similar cameo in Terrifier 3 as well, obviously. But every time I see Tom Savini, that's always got to be the best scene.
I think that you'd like every film to have a Tom Savini cameo, no matter what.
Do you know what? I'm obsessed with the guy. I am absolutely obsessed with him. I love him.
Yes. Right. If you love horror reviews, rankings, please subscribe and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.